My name is Harrison. I'm the commentator of the 2022 Global Game Jam at Humber College. This year we had 22 teams develop 22 games for the event. We were all very impressed with how much the technology has developed every year and how fast Humber students have always worked to deliver impressive results matching with the industry standard. The three games we'd like to showcase this year are Through the Darkness, Man vs. Cube, and Between Day and Night. In my own opinion, to create a successful game, we should focus on functionality, replayability, and creativity. So, how did the participants do this year? Well, let's find out. I'm joined here by the creator of Through the Darkness for Humber's Game Jam. Would you be able to introduce yourself and tell me a bit about what you do?
So my name is Alexey Romanov. On the Game Jam 2022 of Humber, I made game Through the Darkness.
What would you say was kind of like one of the main ideas or inspiration behind this game?
The theme of Game Jam was duality. So just like the first thing that came to my mind was light and dark. And that's how I came up with the idea of two dimensions, the normal dimension and the dark dimension. You need to switch between two dimensions to complete the level. I was very inspired of Jump King. I was recently watching it a lot, and it was my main inspiration for this game.
So how would you describe your development process? You did the entire game. Does that also include the artwork?
No, we have only 2 days to make this game, and I was only one who worked on it. So I took some assets from the itch.io site, I think it's called. So it was a free assets. So
what would you say that you prioritize more, the actual level that you jump around, or did you prioritize just making sure that it worked?
The first day I was working only on the level design. I was making sure that it works, that you can complete this level. And on the second day I was making details on the level, like spikes or chains. The details that make my game look better.
So the first day you said was kind of just more so designing the level and making sure that it was possible, and then the second day was a bit more of the polish?
Yes. Also on the second day I made my ability possible to switch between two dimensions, because on the first day I didn't really know how to do it, but when I was sleeping I came up with this idea to make two similar locations, and that you can just switch between two locations.
Would you say that it was an extensive bit of coding, or did you find that it was actually simpler than you would have thought?
Yeah, it was very simple. Unreal Engine is really simple for beginners. I don't have any experience with it. I was just watching tutorials about it, and I did this game.
Yeah. So over the 2 days, that's probably not the most amount of time, but surely there's got to be a big learning process in all of this. So what would you say you would do differently next time?
I think next time I will work in a group, because for only one person to make a game, it's very hard, because you need to work on the level design, on the programming part, music. It's not work for only one person.
Definitely a lot of hats to wear, from technical to creative. Alexei, thank you so much for this interview, and hope you take care of yourself.
Thank you.
I am joined here by the creators of Man vs. Cube. Would you guys like to give a bit of an introduction to yourselves and what role you played in the development?
I'm Steven. We kind of worked pretty.
Yeah, we didn't really split up the roles. We kind of worked side by side on it.
Yeah, we're really new to game engines. This is really the first thing that we worked on, so we had to work closely together on it.
So you both sort of did everything then?
Yeah, we didn't really have specific roles. We just kind of, when something had to be done, someone did it.
Would you guys be able to tell us a bit about the ideas or inspiration behind this game?
I think that was mostly Mateo for the idea.
Yeah, so that, again, we're new, so I was searching up like tutorials on cool things within Unreal, and one of them was you can make the cube follow around the player wherever he moves. So that was the main like mechanics of our game. The cubes would follow you around, and then you would have to shoot them, and then it would count your score, and there was a time limit. And then we just added in different shapes around the level just to make it more interesting.
For the idea, it wasn't really, we just kind of wanted to go with something simple. Well, we thought was simple because neither one of us had done any work in any engines.
Did you guys feel like your goal for the Game Jam wasn't to make something that was too crazy or out there, but simply something that just structurally worked without any bugs?
It was more like we just wanted to get physics working, and like it doesn't have to be like a AAA title game or anything, just something that functioned properly. So
so would you be able to talk a bit about the development process to make sure that everything does stay functional?
Yeah.
So first we created the main like part of the game, which was you following you around. That wasn't buggy, so then we moved on to the next part where Steven did the timer and the counter whenever you shot the cubes. And then the final thing was I just cleaned it up and made it look nice, basically. Put the geometry around the level.
yeah, it's a lot more frustrating than I thought it would be. Like working with this stuff for the first time. We tried to implement like a health system where it would hit every time you would get hit by a cube, it would take off 25 damage. I couldn't get that working. I was working for so long, I couldn't work it. So we just ended up taking that out and just putting the timer instead.
What would you guys say was probably like the biggest takeaway from this learning experience wise?
The engine is just like a visual code. Wish I didn't know that's how it worked. But it's like you can just kind of, it's the same as writing the code, it looks like, but just more visual.
Yeah, and the blueprint system within
Yeah.
Unreal helps like new users to like coding and stuff, because you don't actually have to write lines of code. You just gotta figure out how to do different blueprints for different things.
Would you guys be able to tell us what you think you would do differently next time if you were to be working on the same project within the same event?
I'd really want to get that health system working. That
that would
really
make
that
the
got
game.
me. I wanted to get it working. Yeah, I'd probably try to get that done, but it was fun to work on it. So I don't know if I would do anything major differently.
And how about you, Mateo?
I think it was good. It's good experience. First time actually like starting from scratch creating a game.
It sounds like you guys are pretty happy with the end result. Would you guys say that you're happy with the end result just because it functions well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we created a game that is somewhat playable.
I remember I was impressed by it because I don't know much about game engines or Unreal Engine or anything like that. But I remember my first impression because I was playing on a 144 hertz monitor, and I just remember download Man vs. Cube, and I'm looking around and I'm like, this is smooth. It just looks really smooth. You can kind of like see a bit of the blur when I like turn the camera around and such.
Yeah, the default like assets in there are really they run really well.
All just very, very smooth. And I remember actually when I first played it, I didn't see the cubes coming at first. I just happened, I guess they spawned behind me first. And so then I turned around and just saw a bunch of them. I kind of freaked out a little bit. Yeah, well, boys, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for recognizing our game.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. I'm joined here by the developer of the game Between Day and Night, Leon Yao. Leon, thank you for having this.
Hello.
So, to talk about the game that you did for the Humber Game Jam recently, would you be able to talk to me about some of your ideas and inspiration behind the game?
Well, that's a story. First of all, I don't quite get the meaning of the duality, so I watched that short clip again and again. I find this some two things has like a strong comparison. So and I just there's an idea came to my mind. Is it like a day is absolutely good, or the night is absolutely great or something? So my answer is definitely no. Sometimes the day is good and sometimes night is better. So I say, why do I like create a game like player can choose what kind of status they have? So and actually, I was inspired by a recent game, Inscription. I don't know if you know that. Actually, if you got your card too strong, they may fight back. When they fight back, you're maybe just doomed, something like that. So I just created this game, and a day player can get any boosters. I call it gems. But during night, if you ate too much gems during day or night, you'll be really weak. So just to show the idea.
That sounds actually pretty complicated. I don't know much about game development myself, but when you talk about options in one scenario affecting performance in another scenario, did you find that was a complicated task to manage?
Actually, honestly, I didn't think too much. I just say if you become too strong on one side, on the other side it will be really weak. Actually, I did consider about anything, so I add like energy drink is a stimulate on it to show not everything is perfect.
I see. So would you be able to describe your development process a little bit? Did you find that you prioritized functionality over gameplay since you only had the 2 days?
Yes, actually, I'm really not satisfied with my mapping or something. It's a pretty small mapping, but all I can do is doing the UI things. That's what I love it. doing the UI, but basically I put most of my work during the programming. I mean, functional game mechanics, map and the sets. Well, I'm not so good at it, just a programmer. So I just leave it to some free assets from like Epic Games, and yeah, just to show the map is just to. I mean, sorry, the game just show my concept. Nothing else. If there were 3 days or more days, let me just expand the map. Yeah. So answer is more on the programming.
Yeah, and I think that definitely shined through because it just seemed to work really, really well.
Yeah.
So would you, if you were to do this event again, making the exact same game under the exact same conditions, what do you think that you would do differently the next time?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I would find more people. Yeah. What I participated in a rush. Yeah, just a few days ago, I learned. I was like notified. Oh, Game Jam is approaching. So I asked my best, some of my close friends. They said, no, I don't have time to do that. So yeah, I do it try alone. But after that, I heard there's some, like even some music producers. Well, I think that's a good idea. If I could take them in my game, so that make it perfect. But yeah, and next time maybe more people, because really feel that uh, doing all the stuff on my own is a kind of tiring. Yeah, if I would like invite more people. But actually, I joined this game jam just because I don't know how much can I do. So kind of like testing myself. But yeah, not bad to ask some like artists inside. I mean,
I definitely agree. When you're taking on that whole, just everything, it's definitely a lot. So overall, looking back, would you say that you're really happy with the end result for the time limit that you had?
I think I did what I can. Yeah, so kind of satisfied. Just yeah, if I could do it some mechanics better, it would be better. But yeah, well, I'm so surprised I can do that. Yeah. Actually, I have still some game mechanics also in my mind, but I didn't implement them. This is a kind of you know, this is a kind of sad thing about me. I wish I could something to add some more features.
Would you be able to discuss just one or two of the ideas that you wish you could have implemented?
Well, one thing is picking up the spheres, not just by colliding. Like I wish I could player stand beside and hold some keys like F or E, and yeah, it takes like 3 or 5 seconds to take it. Yeah, that's one of the jam. Actually, I also add a gem that can like make player picking up items faster, and during night same mechanics. If yeah, but I failed to implement that, so I removed that kind of gem. Yeah, and other things like Eastern eggs. I will put some Eastern eggs there, but I don't know. Just after we showcase, I said, oh, I forgot the Eastern egg.
Well, Leon, you did a fantastic job for this. You definitely got the attention of the professors, and I think there was maybe other judges. Honestly, I'm not entirely too sure, but definitely your performance shined through, and I think not just that, but you clearly have a very good attitude towards the entire thing. So,
Thank you.
Leon, thank you very much, and we hope to see what you do in the future.
Yeah.